Well, today I think people want to know, how do you start a kindness campaign?
Boy, that's unique to almost every community, and every community I've worked with, it started differently. And in my case, it started because I had a vision,
Okay.
and I had a community that looked like it needed some kindness.
Did you work alone or did you have people that you collaborated with to start out with?
Starting out, I was just doing it myself.
So people who actually can do it by themselves.
Absolutely.
Okay.
With that strong vision, and what helped me the greatest was the start mine was, of course, a media sponsor.
Okay. How did you get the media sponsor?
Well,
What did you say to them?
well, I made an appointment with the news director,
Okay.
and I said, I noticed that you don't bring any kindness into your news shows. Oh, he went on for almost an hour telling me that was the dumbest idea I'd ever thought of. And so, I mean, he told me people will change channels when they hear all that. They want to hear the bad news. And also, they didn't know how to find the good news. They only knew how with their police radios to find the bad news.
You talked a little bit about that last time too.
Yeah, but that's what I told him, and I ended. I mean, he sort of put down everything I was saying, and I was a little discouraged, but I had enough gumption to say, well, you could always end your shows with something positive.
Mhm.
And I said, well, we'll think about that. But I didn't think it was going to go anywhere.
Yeah. So you had to have started something before you went to the newsroom. And when you started it, where did you start? How did you decide even what you wanted to do? Communities, police, schools, what was your
Well,
decision?
I wanted to look at how to change the consciousness of the community.
Right. So you started out with a community then first?
Yes,
So your first program was a community-oriented program.
right. And it involved the television station,
Okay.
which got the news out to the whole community.
Did you have the program written, outlined ahead of time before you went to the TV station, or was this just a rough draft or?
No, I didn't know. I just had a vision, and I just shared my vision.
Oh, so you really didn't have much to start out with. You just started out with an idea.
That's right.
That was pretty bold.
I'm thinking back on it. Why did I do that? And how did I get the way?
I think it's amazing to even listen to you since you didn't even quite know what you were going to do.
Yeah.
Well, that was great. So the whole thing kind of evolved from that. And you targeted mostly communities, or was it schools
Well, we started with the community,
okay.
and the television station helped there because that got the message out to the community 5 times a day in the news shows.
Oh, yeah, that really helps.
And, the TV station benefited too.
Sure.
They were last in the Nielsen ratings for their news shows. And by the time we did a couple of years with the kindness campaign, they were first.
Oh, that really helps.
And we think
Yeah.
that obviously with their viewer survey, the viewers agreed with me.
So out of the different organizations, and you went to communities themselves. So where did you go? You know, you had no structure at that time. So did you go to the community itself without having the structure? Did you put the program together first or what?
Well, I had the idea that somehow I had to get the message to the grassroots.
Uh-huh.
And so these buttons I have here were the currency that we used to get the message out to the grassroots. And that's what we had our volunteers doing.
Okay.
And
So that's how the campaign actually started, was before you had a program? You didn't write the manuals or anything at that time?
no,
Wow. Okay, so I really thought you would have had the manuals done. That's pretty amazing.
no, I've in retrospect saw what people needed to do to start a campaign.
Uh-huh.
And so that's what I put in the manuals.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so the whole thing evolved as a result of the interest in the program after you got the people excited.
Yeah. And
So who did you talk to in the communities?
well,
What people, what organizations, what people, where did you start?
I'm trying to think about where I started. Mostly it was kind of, I didn't go to community leaders at first. I went to the grassroots. That's what the button was.
Okay.
And we had about 50 volunteers distributing buttons in the community.
Yeah. So once you had the community interested in that, where did you go from there?
Well,
Who did you specifically talk to? The mayor or the council or?
not first, eventually I did.
Yeah,
But at first I was looked at how our buttons were getting distributed and what feedback people who were distributing was getting.
okay.
And and then also listening to some of the heartwarming stories from the kindness line that they were putting on their news shows.
So you started with the news program first, and then the kindness information came in, and then you had stories, and then you could take that back to the
Yeah,
community.
right. And people heard
Okay.
these stories. Like one story that touched me was this sister who had this woman had a sister who was barren, could not have children,
Okay.
and she, the other sister, had twins,
Oh, gee.
and she gave one of the children to her
Oh,
sister.
my gosh.
Imagine that.
That's incredible.
And then other stories like guy fell on his bicycle or hurt himself, and neighbor came to his rescue and helped him up and helped get him to some safety.
Yeah. No, the people really like to hear stories like that. I
Yeah,
see how
yeah.
it really grew from there.
And that had a lot of impact in the community.
Okay.
The-
So did you work with the government in the cities and all, or
yeah, eventually I did. Eventually
how
this
did that evolve?
well,
What did you take to them that was something they were interested in?
well, it's sort of evolved. I didn't have any plan to do it. I didn't have any kind of strategy that I just kind of followed the energy.
Okay.
And eventually I got to speak with city council and the mayor.
Uh-huh.
And I told them about the campaign and what it was intended to do in the community. And I didn't get a lot of good response, except one of the council members winked at me. So I knew that I had one person who was on board. And I ended my little spiel with the council, and actually that woman became the mayor of that.
Oh, okay. That helps.
Yeah. And I ended it with my vision was that there'd be a sign off of the main highway into Colorado Springs from Denver, I-25. And when you enter Colorado Springs, a big sign that said, "Welcome to Colorado Springs, a community of kindness, the community of 330,000 kind people and a few sore heads."
That's great. So what did you say to the city council that made them interested in that one lady, the mayor? What did you say to get her interest?
I don't remember exactly what I said, but I pretty much outlined what I thought the campaign could do for the
And
community.
what would that be?
Well, it would improve the climate of the community. There would be less negativity, less violence. And I got some feedback from from the police chief.
Uh-huh.
I contacted him and he said, well, you might help me because I have a problem with perception.
Okay.
People perceive that crime is on the rise when in fact it's not.
Okay.
And he said it's economically hurting businesses. They don't want to go downtown anymore in the nighttime. So we were able to change that perception.
How did you change it? What did you do?
Just continually getting the message out. And my belief is that the more you focus on something, you get more of it. And so getting those buttons out and focusing on the news on kindness every day was changing the way people thought and the way they acted with each other. I didn't know if that was going to happen, but it did.
Interesting that something as simple as that actually made that much difference.
Yeah. And it was heartening to see the buy-in from the community. I mean, the churches bought in, the businesses bought in, and 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 then the schools came on board.
Did you have to go to the businesses and churches yourself?
No, they came to me.
They did. Okay. So this whole thing all started from media then.
Right. And
Interesting.
yeah, and it was just a grassroots effort. And I think that's important. It's important to start at the top and have a media sponsor, but the real success of a kindness campaign is at the grassroots level.
So how would you suggest somebody actually start in their own area? Would they go to different clubs and organizations or
I
just?
did speak to Rotary Club
you?
and places like that.
Okay, what else did you do then?
Uh, well, I started speaking in schools.
Okay, well, as far as clubs and organizations in the cities and communities are concerned, what did you say to them?
Well,
That made them, what
had
were you asking them to do, I guess is my
I
question.
had a little video I could show
Okay.
about what I basically my vision.
What was your vision?
Well, to change the consciousness and the climate of the community, and then I'd pass out buttons
Okay.
and say, I asked them to join and say, this is a grassroots effort and we need your support. We need your help.
How did you want them to help? What were you
By,
asking them
by
to do?
wearing a button and looking for an opportunity to pass it on.
Okay,
And that was a simple kind of grassroots activity that all my volunteers could do. And then as a person passes it on to somebody, then they pass it on to somebody else and it just grows.
so the whole thing was organic.
It was very organic.
Interesting. I didn't realize it started like that. I thought it was more structured in the beginning, but it wasn't. So you have a manual about communities. What is in your manual?
Well, I started to get requests to travel to other communities like Omaha, Nebraska, and Tulsa, Oklahoma. And they wanted to start a campaign. And so I got tired of traveling.
Okay,
I said, I could put all this in a manual.
all right,
And step by step, I did in that manual, the Community Organizer's Guide
okay,
of here you start and a kindness campaign in your community.
okay. Well, we should go through that then.
Well,
People know what's in there.
it is just simply a step by step guide of what I did and how successful it was.